buy the EOS R in 2022.
What's up, YouTube? Hopefully you're all having amazing creative days. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite tools over the last few years, and that is the Canon EOS R. I think it's a fantastic camera. I bought it in 2018 when it came out. Still have it right now. In fact, we're filming with it right here. This is the Canon EOS R with the 35mm 1.4 at 1.6, and I have to lean in to take a look because there is that 1.75 crop factor on the EOS R. So now I think equivalent, this is about a 61mm we're filming on. So that's one of the things you got to deal with the EOS R, but the footage looks great. This is awesome looking 4K footage, and you get that nice bokeh and everything. So in any case, the EOS R came out in 2018. It's now 2022. Several years later, is the EOS R still worth buying? I'm going to make an argument that yes, it is, and I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons why I still love the EOS R. So that's the point of this video. If you like this content, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and let's get into it. All right, so let's look at where the EOS R falls in the Canon lineup. I'm excluding the R3 and the R5C because those are very specific cameras for a specific niche. So we have the RP, we have the R, we have the R6, and the R5. Now, if we look at those 4 cameras, I think the EOS R is the best value for money out of all of those. So if you're gonna buy a mirrorless camera, or you're just getting into mirrorless, or you're getting into photography or videography, or you wanna get into YouTube videos and you're looking for the best bang for the buck Canon camera right now, I think it's definitely the EOS R. Now, it's easy to get attracted by the shiny new cameras and want them. It's like, woo, it's new, it's shiny, but you got to understand the camera is just a camera, it's just a tool. Yes, the EOS R6 and R5 have better features than the EOS R. They got sensors with better dynamic range, they probably focus faster, better low light performance, but here's the thing. If you look at what features the EOS R has versus the features that come with the R6 and R5, you're paying a lot of extra do-re-mi for the R6 or the R5, and you're not getting that many more features over the R. Like, yes, they're better cameras, but they're not that much better, and I don't think value for money that it's worth paying for those extra features unless you absolutely need those features. So that's one of the positives with the EOS R. And the nice thing about the Canon EOS R is that it shares the same sensor as the 5D Mark IV. Now, if you remember, the 5D Mark IV was a professional camera aimed at professionals, and it was a tool that professionals use to make money. So the sensor in the EOS R is definitely a capable sensor. Now, that being said, the newer sensors are better in low light, so obviously you'll get less noise if you're shooting in dark situations, but I mean, you have to assess your own situation and the kind of work you do. A lot of people don't shoot in super low light conditions. Me personally, I do a lot of wedding work, and sometimes in those wedding halls it gets a little dark, and I have the EOS R with me, and you get a little bit of noise and stuff, but it's not like super unusable. It's not as good as the R5, for example, but it's still very capable in low light. Now, the other thing is, if you're shooting in a studio situation, so you got like studio lights set up, or if you're shooting in daylight, there is absolutely no visual difference between the images that come out of the EOS R and the R5. They look pretty much identical. Now, obviously with the R5, you get 45 megapixels versus 30 megapixels, but that's the only real difference. The EOS R is a fully capable workhorse camera, and the price you're paying for it and the quality of the photos you're getting, it's amazing. All right, so the EOS R has 30.3 megapixels of tasty goodness. So here's the thing. With 30 megapixels, the EOS R beats out the RP, it beats out the R6, and it beats out the R3 in terms of resolution. The only 2 cameras in Canon's mirrorless lineup that have more megapixels are the EOS R5 and R5C, which both share the same 45 megapixel sensor. So if you're looking for a camera with good resolution, the EOS R has the 2nd best resolution in Canon's mirrorless lineup at this point. And if you're looking at features and value for money, you know, that's just another positive for the EOS R. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, I mentioned the camera doesn't perform as good as the newer cameras in low light, but if you're shooting at 30 megapixels and you're shrinking down your images to 1080p pixels for Instagram, when you shrink down the image quality increases significantly, the sharpness increases, and most importantly, the noise starts to disappear. So all those little dots kind of disappears, you shrink down the image. So if you're shooting low light with the EOS R and you shrink it down for Instagram, Facebook, your web page, that kind of thing, it's perfect. So that's another positive for the EOS R. All right, so here's my big argument on why the EOS R is the best value for money in the Canon lineup right now. So if you're buying an EOS R, chances are you want to get into photography or videography and you're looking for a good entry-level camera, which the EOS R is perfect. It's a little more advanced of an entry-level camera, but it will do you just fine. Or you're upgrading from something like an M50 and you just want to take it to the next level. You want to move to full frame, and the EOS R is great there. Now, here's the thing. If you're thinking of buying like an R5 and you don't need all the specs and the features in there, I would suggest buying an EOS R, because here's the thing. Lenses are more valuable than camera bodies. Camera bodies come and go. In your career as a photographer, videographer, you're gonna go through so many camera bodies. Every 3-4 years, you're buying a new camera body. I mean, the EOS R5C just came out to best the R5, and then in a year or two, you're gonna have the R5 Mark II and R6 Mark II and all that stuff. So camera bodies come and go. That's just how it is. But lenses last your entire career. If you buy a good lens, right now, you'll have it till the day you retire. That's just how it is, right? So my argument is that if you have enough money to buy an R5, maybe think about buying an EOS R instead and taking that extra money and buying some quality glass. Like you can buy an 85 1.2, you know, there's rumors of a 135 f1.2 coming out as well. You know, Canon RF glass is fantastic. It is really nice glass. And also, I also want to say this, that Canon EF glass works on the Canon EOS R perfectly. If you get the RF to EF adapter, or is it no, EF to RF adapter, if you buy the Canon adapter or you buy a third-party adapter, I've got a video about it there, linked down below, it doesn't matter. Even the cheap third-party adapters make the EF glass work on the EOS R like their native glass. So you don't even have to buy the new RF glass. You could buy old EF glass that's L quality, and that'll serve you for years. Because right now we're filming on the 35mm f1.4L. And of course we have a Tiffin Pro Mist 1/8 on there as well. Kind of softens it up a little bit, give it a little more of a filmic look, but this is what you can get with old EF glass on an EOS R. This quality video. And it looks pretty good. It looks good, can't complain. So that's one of the arguments I want to make is invest in glass, not bodies. Good glass on a bad body will create better photos than bad glass on a good body. You know what I mean? So good lenses make all the difference. Those should be more important than the camera body. All right, fifth and final point I want to make about the EOS R is video. Now I'm a hybrid shooter. I shoot photo and video. So I want to talk a little bit about the video side of things. If you're not into video, you want to skip ahead, time codes down below. You can skip to the next chapter. But here's the thing. When the EOS R was first announced, there was a lot of negative reviews about it. A lot of YouTubers just slammed the EOS R. Oh, it doesn't have IBIS. Oh, there's a 1.75 crop factor in 4K. Oh my God. If you use digital IS, it zooms in, it crops in on the image. Oh, so I remember when the EOS R first came out, I pre-ordered it. I got it the day it came out, loved it from day one, but I remember watching these videos and everyone was trashing it. And a lot of YouTubers have egg on their face now because the popularity of the EOS R has steadily gone up over the years, and it's still a popular camera today, and in my opinion, the best value for money camera that Canon offers. So let's talk about the things that it does lack in, obviously IBIS and the crop. So, all right, so first thing we're going to talk about is IBIS, in-body image stabilization. It's like it keeps the sensor from shaking too much and stabilizes your footage in camera. Really handy feature to have, I'm not denying that. I have it in the EOS R5, and it's nice if I want to shoot handheld video or vlog or that kind of thing. It's nice to have that extra stabilization in the camera. Plus, on top of that, you have Lens IS, which makes footage even more stable. Now, depending on your needs, you may need it, you may not need it. So that's up to you. But I just want to say with the EOS R, you have lenses that have Lens IS that operate really well, and you can use that. You can also put the camera on a gimbal or a tripod. And also there is in-body digital IS. So that'll crop your image in just a little bit, but it'll give you a digital IS that you can use with your camera. The 1.75 crop factor in 4K. Now, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? It depends on what you're doing, right? Like if you're using a lens and you want extra reach, it's a good thing because all your lenses become closer to the telephoto range. But if you're looking to shoot wide, you lose a lot of the wideness. So depending on what you're doing, it may be a positive, maybe a negative. I know a lot of YouTubers like to get wide and close to their cameras, so a lot of YouTubers complained about it, but you can compensate by getting ultra wide lenses. I made a video about it right here, also linked down in the comments below or description below. And there's two lenses in particular that I look at. It's the EFS 10 to 18 millimeter, which is fantastic on the EOS R if you want to shoot wide. And because that crop, now EFS lenses are designed for APS-C size sensor, but they do fit on the EOS R, and the crop, the 1.75 crop, is pretty close to APS-C size. So that lens on the EOS R, it's a perfect pair. Now the other options are 16 to 35 is a nice ultra wide. So I wouldn't go anything longer than 16 if you want ultra wide. So 16 is good. And in this video that I talk about, I show off my 16 to 35 f2.8L Mark II, which is an old lens from 2007. Now, you can get that lens at a great price to go with the EOS R, and it's L quality glass. Works well for shooting video on the EOS R. So if you're interested in more information about that, check out the video. But I just want to say that you can get around that crop factor with a wider lens, and there's other options out there. That EFS 10 to 18 millimeter has great 4-stop image stabilization. So if you want to vlog with it, you can vlog with that lens. Plus, it's only like, what, 240 grams in weight, so it weighs nothing. Perfect vlogging lens on the EOS R if you ask me. All right, so now you're looking at footage I shot with my EOS R. I use it as a B camera when I do client work. So this is my B cam, second angle, and you can see that the quality of the video is pretty good. This is the EOS R footage right out of camera. Now I'm gonna throw a little color grade on there, and boom. So if you're wondering if you can do client work with the EOS R, I think it's more than capable of handling client work. Now, another really strong selling point with the EOS R is that it has 10-bit video output. So if you hook up, let's say like a Ninja 5 to the EOS R, you can record video in 10 bits. And if you look at the price tag on the EOS R and factor in that, you can get 10-bit, and the quality you can get out of it, hey, that's fantastic. Also, if you want more dynamic range, the EOS R does shoot in C-Log. The EOS R is a very capable photo camera and a very capable video camera in 2022. And if you're looking to buy a really, really good camera on a budget, I think the EOS R is the one for you. Value for money, there is nothing that even comes close. It's such a good camera at that price point. It's hard to beat. All right, and wait for it. Whoa, there we go. So we are now filming with the EFS 10 to 18 millimeter with the EOS R in 4K. We have a ProMist 1/8 on there, and the camera is just about arm's length away. So if you're looking for an ultra wide for the EOS R, this is the lens for you. With that being said, if you have any questions about the EOS R, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I still think it's a fantastic camera. Like I said in this video, best bang for the buck camera in Canon's lineup. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more EOS R content, and if you shoot event photography and you want to be able to switch from eye tracking to spot tracking or spot focus really fast with the EOS R, I've got a tips and tricks video about that right there if you want to go check it out. And with that being said, peace out, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in another video.